Good afternoon, fantasy football fans. John Johnson here with Steve Stevenson. We are coming to you live from our new location in beautiful Pittsburgh, home of the six-time Super Bowl champion, Pittsburgh Steelers. 6? Does any other team have that many?
Ha ha ha. No, John, especially not the Browns.
I didn't think so. Anyways, Week 2 brought us a few big upsets. Let's start with the biggest of them all, the Bubble Bath Manties overmanning the Forte.
Yup. Crazy big upset this week indeed. I think they were projected to lose by over 30. But, like my pappy always told me, you never know which chicken you're gonna catch. And the Manties caught the Forte chicken. Does that make sense to you, city slicker?
No. Not really, Steve.
Well, then I guess you ain't never caught no chicken. As I was saying, before I stopped saying it, Tony won his first game. Chris Johnson still sucked. I'm not really sure why he really drafted a Negro in the first place. Eli threw for 510 yards and 3 TDs, and Danny Amendola had a career day with 15 catches for 160 yards and a touchdown. Pretty sure Danny knows about catching chickens.
Maybe so. Jason's team fell victim to huge injuries, mustering just 71 points. He lost Matt Forte, Jeremy Maclin, Jamaal Charles and Hakeem Nicks all to injury this weekend. Not exactly very promising when you were 0-2. For his efforts, Tony was given the Cardinal Award for this upset, despite not overcoming the largest deficit. The Icky Shuffle turned in a subpar performance, scoring just 88 points. Tell us about it, Steve.
Oh yeah? This one was crazier than last call down at Pete's Saloon on a Friday night when Jamie James wears a cut-off jean shorts. The Shuffle was projected to lose by 32, and at one point they were supposed to lose by 50. But I guess Justin knew what he was doing when he started Antonio Gates, who didn't even play. You can lead a horse to the water, but if that horse doesn't walk, he ain't gonna get in the water. If you'll catch my drift.
What?
Just think about it and let me know when you get it. Second week in a row they were picked to lose, and second week in a row RG3 was stellar. Looks like that rookie knows what he's doing. Ray Rice and Malcolm Floyd each at 14 as the Shuffle rooted Rich Nose at 8-70. Rich took it pretty hard, and lashed out in his rankings, saying you'll always get the easy matchup when needed, and squeak out the ones putting up shit for production yourself. Funny, I remember every matchup being easy the year he won the championship and averaged 115 points per game, a league record.
Well, Rich put up just 70 points as his team continues to disappoint. It's sad really, to see all the hope of draft day just falling by the wayside. Arian Foster has played strong, but second-rounder Matthew Stafford has just 2 touchdown passes, both in garbage time losses. He actually could have won the game had he played Matt Ryan and Ben Tate. But, alas, he did not and is now 0-2 and has scored the second least amount of points so far this season.
Ha ha, you could say his team is constipated and waiting to finally burst.
Someone please tell me where we found this guy.
He went 52-0 in standard ESPN leagues, winning them all, with different players on every team.
Of course he did.
Hey man, the SoCal Trojans won and scored a season-high 135.
Neat. I really don't give a good goddamn.
You can't say goddamn on the air.
Don't worry, Garrett isn't watching anyway. Van is certainly having a hard time, despite getting good production from his top 3 guys. Marshawn Lynch led the team with 22 points as Seattle showed that Dallas may not be ready for the big time.
Speaking of the Cowgirls, Token Negro is off to a great start after defeating Crimea Rivers, 101-90. We have all heard of Plankin, Tebon and Gufinin, McDonald attempted the Fun League favorite, the Hazenin. You certainly tried to one-up Dan by offering Jermaine Gresham and Felix Jones for Ryan Matthews. Good one, D, good one. I am sure you made Dan proud. Luckily, Victor Cruz, Cam Newton and Vernon Davis had fantastic games. They made one heck of a threesome. I meant it in a totally non-gay way.
No, it was pretty gay, Steve. Are you sure you weren't catching sheep, instead of chickens? For Kerry, CJ Spiller had another fantastic game leading the way with 32 points. Perfect time to trade him, I suppose. Rivers also had a good game as well as DC and Jackson. After that, it was pretty bad. Kerry seems to have a lot of misplaced faith in Chargers players, as he again started Robert Meacham and got burned. 4 points last week and 0 this week. What a loser. Hopefully this trade will pull you out of the winless column with the rest of the bottom feeders.
Factory of Sadness, named rightfully so, follows their favorite NFL team's mantra, just suck baby. Or was that the name of the video that caused all this spam we are getting from Kerry? Tim has been more desperate to make a trade than Chris Schiffermiller was to land a date to the prom. You'll remember Airwolf. Reggie Bush scored half the team's points this week. I think they are beginning to remember just how much of a waste Sean Green is. Tim started Green against Pittsburgh. I'm kinda confused as to what he thought the outcome of that matchup was really gonna be. When I take account of the slaughterhouse, I don't expect to come back with filet mignon. Wait, I think I said that wrong. Anyways, Tim finally found a sucker and got rid of one disappointing wide receiver for the top running back in the league. We'll see how that plays out.
Sadness was blown out by the 2-0 Monkeys. Scott hasn't been 2-0 since he had his last child. As in 2 boys, no girls.
Is that like 2 girls, 1 cup?
Things just got habitual.
That is sick. I quit.
Okay, moving right along here, Drew Brees led the Monkeys with 21. Scott got double figures production from 6 of his 9 players. Tough to lose when your team is all playing well.
Boy, old Casey was taken out behind the woodshed this week, if you know what I mean. He took an enormous ass beating, falling by 45. When you look at his stat sheet, it's deceiving. He had his top 5 guys were all over 10, but he fell for the old Jets offense is a good one trick and started rookie wide receiver Stephen Hill, who along with the injured Aaron Hernandez, scored 0. Tough to win games with 2 goose eggs on the scoreboard.
Show me your TDS absolutely wrecked it this week. When your worst player is Aaron Rodgers, with 9 points, you know things are going well. He even had good production from his bench, which after last week was looking very pathetic. Solid performance here. Take it away, Donna.
Thanks, guys. We have a new segment to present to you this week, called Haters Gonna Hate. This week we feature the Bubble Bath Mantees. Not only did they notch their first victory, but they have scored more points than Van, Tim, Rich and Jason. Hate all you want, but this team scored over 100 points and first-round pick Chris Johnson hasn't even had a game over 5. Good luck this week, Tony.